I was being peeved about surprise tooth extractions during neutering, so I took my dog Cooper to get neutered yesterday. He's 6 months old, one of those golden doodles that looks like a teddy bear had a baby with a mop. I've had him since he was 8 weeks, and honestly, he's been the best thing that happened to me after my breakup with my ex last year. Anyway, I signed him up for this puppy package deal at the vet that covered all his shots, checkups, the whole 9 yards, and it was supposed to end with neutering and getting him microchipped. I dropped him off at like 7 in the morning because they wanted to do it early. The lady at the front desk was super nice, took Cooper back, and told me to come get him around noon. I went to work, stressed out the whole time because I'm one of those annoying dog parents who worries about everything. My coworker kept telling me to chill out because it's a routine surgery, but I couldn't focus on anything. Noon rolls around and I'm basically sprinting out of the office to go get him. I get to the vet and they bring me to one of those exam rooms to go over the aftercare stuff. This vet tech comes in with a clipboard and starts rattling off instructions about keeping him calm, no running, watch the stitches, all that. Then she goes, "Oh, and the only thing not included in the puppy package is $20 for the 2 teeth we pulled while he was under. So if you can just pay that real quick." I literally stopped her mid-sentence. "Wait, what? You pulled teeth? He was here to get neutered." She looked at me like I was being difficult and said his 2 adult canines were coming in, but the baby teeth weren't loose yet, so they yanked them out. Said it was standard and what the vet always recommends. I just stared at her because like, okay, maybe it is standard, but nobody told me about it. Not during any of his previous appointments, not when I dropped him off that morning, nothing. I told her that I wasn't mad about them doing it, but I was annoyed they didn't even call me first. She just went silent for a second, said she'd be right back, and left me sitting there feeling like I was being the crazy one. She came back a few minutes later and said she talked to the doctor and they'd waive the $20 since they didn't ask me first. I told her again that it wasn't about the money. I would have said yes if they called me. It's just weird to drop your dog off for one thing and pick him up having had a whole other procedure done without anyone saying a word. Then she got kind of defensive and said if they did the teeth separately, it would have cost $250. I was like, okay, cool. I would have paid that if it was necessary. That's not the point. The point is I had no idea it was even happening. She kept going on about how routine it is and how they always do it when puppies are under anesthesia anyway. So I asked her if it's so routine and happens all the time, why didn't anyone mention it during his last 3 visits? Or even that morning when I signed him in? She didn't really have an answer for that. Then she started telling me about how if they didn't pull the teeth, it could cause alignment problems and bacteria buildup and a bunch of other stuff. I cut her off and said I wasn't arguing about whether it needed to be done. I was just upset nobody told me beforehand. She said she'd be right back again, and this time she brought Cooper out with her. He was still super out of it, eyes all droopy, stumbling around like he'd been at a frat party. I thanked her, scooped him up, and got out of there as fast as I could because I didn't want to keep going in circles. I got him in the car and he just slumped over in the back seat with his cone on, looking miserable. I felt bad for him, but I also felt bad for myself because now I was sitting there wondering if I was being a jerk.